This topic will be about Presidential Decree number 1613, or amending the law on arson. Section 3, Other Cases of Arson. The penalty of reclusion temporal to reclusion perpetua shall be imposed if the property burned is any of the following: any building used as offices of the government or any of its agencies, any inhabited house or dwelling, any industrial establishment, shipyard, oil well, or mine shaft, platform or tunnel, any platform, farm, pasture land, growing crop, grain field, orchard, bamboo grove or forest, any rice mill, sugar mill, cane mill, or mill central, and any railway or bus station, airport, wharf, or warehouse. In the case of People versus Baluntong, with GR number 182061, shows that when death results as an outcome of arson, it is absorbed in the crime of arson. Hence, the proper crime to be charged is arson under PD 1613. The facts of the case is as follows. It was nighttime when the appellant was found near the house of Celerina the time it was caught on fire. Celerina's grandchildren were awakened by the heat emanating from the walls. They went outside the house, and when the appellant saw them, he ran away. The appellant's neighbor also saw Baluntong near Celerina's house. She also saw Celerina, who happened to be at her neighbor's house before the fire started, enter her burning house to save her two grandsons. Celerina and one of her grandsons sustained third-degree burns, which resulted to their death, while the others sustained second-degree burns. Baluntong was found guilty by the trial court of complex crime of double murder with frustrated murder. The appellate court also affirmed the trial court's decision. Appellant contends that the prosecution failed to establish his guilt beyond reasonable ground. The issue in this case is whether or not Baluntong is guilty of the crime charged. The court held that the trial court and appellate court did not err in finding the accused as the malefactor. The ruling in People versus Mangan was to be considered in determining the appellant's offense. In cases where both burning and death occur, in order to determine what crime or crimes was or were perpetrated, whether arson, murder, or arson and homicide, it is de rigueur to ascertain the main objective of the malefactor. If the main objective is the burning of the building or edifice, but death results by reason or on the occasion of arson, the crime is simply arson, and the resulting homicide is absorbed. If, on the other hand, the main objective is to kill a particular person who may be in a building or edifice, when fire is resorted to as a means to accomplish such goal, the crime committed is murder only. Lastly, if the objective is likewise to kill a particular person, and in the fact offender has already done so, but fire is resorted to as a means to cover up the killing, then there are two separate and distinct crimes: homicide or murder and arson. Number 2 of Section 3 of PD number 1613 states that other cases of arson, the penalty of reclusion temporal to reclusion perpetua shall be imposed if the property burned is any of the following. Number 2, any inhabited house or dwelling. The court found that the appellant's main objective was not to kill the victims, and that the fire was the means of accomplishing his goal. Since it was not proven, he cannot be held guilty of the crime charged. The crime would only be arson, since death occurred as a consequence of the fire. Death is absorbed in arson. The court set aside the trial court's decision and found the appellant guilty of simple arson under paragraph 2 of Section 3 of PD number 1613.